to talk about time frame and the importance of understanding time frame because I see that is where most traders are actually getting it wrong or finding it hard. Understanding time frame. Most people get it confused. Now, time frame is going to affect many things. The time frame you use is going to affect many things. It's going to affect the quantity of the trade you take and the quality of the trade you take also. The time frame you use should also be determined by your capital. If you're trading on a lower time frame, you know you're going to be taking more trades. If you're trading on a higher time frame, you're going to be taking less trades. Which is better? If you're trading on an higher time frame, that's the fewer trades you're going to see, especially when you're focused on one pair, which is much better than when you're focused on a lower time frame. Always know that the higher time frame supersedes the lower time frame. You should also always know that. So, because of that, the quality of trade you will take on the higher time frame will be of higher win rate compared to the trade you take on the lower time frame. So that's why focusing on higher time frame is much better. Though you trade less, the chances of your trade playing out or the probability of your trade playing out is higher, which is better. You don't just want to have lot of quantity, taking a lot of trade and you're not actually profitable, which is what the lower time frame will focus on. Time frame you use should also be determined by your capital. I think most people get it wrong. You just go watch people on the internet, the time frame they are using, and you copy. No. If you have bigger capital, then you can go on the higher time frame. If you have smaller time capital, you should maintain the lower time frame. Yes, you're going to trade more, but you have to find your hedge. And one of the edge I've talked about, or a setup that I know play out a lot, is the PMS. That's why I'm teaching you guys this. So if you have that in mind, the chances of you always blowing account will be lower. Mainly is because of the risks you're capable of risking to the market. That is why capital is at high importance in knowing the time frame you're going to pick or where you're going to be placing your trade, executing your trade. You can't be having $100 account and can't be saying you want to be trading on the daily. Doesn't make sense or on 4 hours. Because your stop loss should be at a stretch, even if you're using 0.01. That's the lowest lot size ever. You shouldn't. That's just waste of time. If you're having a small capital, focus on the lower time frame. If you're having a higher capital, you can focus on the higher time frame. Yes, the whole bullshit of I'm a swing trader, I'm not a swing trader. Don't fall for those shit. I'm a daytime trader, I'm not a swing trader, I'm a scalper and the likes. Don't fall for those shit. Yeah, it's good. You should also know the one you're attached to, or the one you're more aligned with. But you have to know that your capital will determine that too. Determine if that trade will mostly play out. Because if you're placing a stop loss on a 4-hour time frame, it's different than when you're placing your stop loss on a 5-minute or 15-minute time frame. The stop loss will be a lot tighter. While your reward too will still correlate with that. So if you're doing that on the 4 hours or on the daily, the stop loss will actually be bigger if you know the pips. And it has to correlate with the risks and reward. The risks and reward has to correlate. So all this with your capital will also determine your time frame. Less trade you take, the better the trade. So higher time frame is more better, but the problem is having that capital. And most people don't have that capital. So you have to still find your edge on the lower time frame which is why you can focus on the kill zones. The PMMS is there to help you. So you can scale up to having an higher capital. Then you can start trading on the higher time frame, which should be having less trade. You can be taking just 2 trades in a week or a trade in a week. Like I've been in Great Britain USD now for like 3 days, and I'm still in the trade. So all that will help you to scale up. So time frame is very important when it comes to trading.